The rain hammered against the Packard's roof, a relentless percussion against the suffocating silence within. Elias Thorne stared out at the swirling grey, the highway a ribbon swallowed by the storm. Beside him, Silas remained impassive, his face a landscape of weary resignation illuminated by the intermittent flash of lightning. "We're nearing the estate," Silas said, his voice low and even. "Prepare yourself. Atmosphere can be unsettling." Elias barely registered the words. The estate. Blackwood Estate. The name itself was a brand seared into his memory, an echo of fragmented dreams and suffocating dread. He's been under Silas' care for months, ever since he first stumbled upon the estate while driving through the countryside. He's been undergoing a transformation, a process that's both terrifying and strangely alluring. The mansion loomed out of the rain, a gothic monstrosity of crumbling stone and shadowed windows. Gargoyles leered from the eaves, their expressions mocking. It was far worse than the photographs had suggested. Inside, the air hung thick with the scent of dust, decay, and something else, something indefinable that prickled at Elias' skin. Silas led him through a labyrinth of corridors, each more oppressive than the last. Portraits of stern-faced men and women lined the walls, their eyes seeming to follow Elias' every move. "Alistair Blackwood," Silas murmured, pausing before a particularly imposing portrait. A brilliant mind, tragically consumed by his own ambition. The portrait depicted a man with intense, piercing eyes and a thin, cruel mouth. He looked both captivating and utterly mad. They reached a large, circular study. Bookshelves crammed with ancient tomes rose to the vaulted ceiling. A massive mahogany desk dominated the room, covered in papers and strange instruments. In the center of the desk sat the music box. It was smaller than Elias remembered, crafted from dark, polished wood inlaid with intricate silver patterns. It looked harmless, but Elias felt a visceral reaction to it. His hand instinctively recoiled as if burned. "This is the heart of Alistair's work," Silas said, his voice laced with a strange mixture of reverence and regret. "The music box is the key. It focuses the harmony." "The harmony," Elias echoed, a word tasting alien on his tongue. "A resonant frequency," Silas explained, "a vibration that permeates all things." Alistair believed it was the key to unlocking greater understanding. Elias felt a tremor run through him. He closed his eyes, and a fleeting image flashed across his mind, a circular chamber bathed in an otherworldly light, pulsating with energy. "The fragmented woman," he gasped, clutching his head. I saw it again," he stammered. Silas didn't seem surprised. "Your connection is growing stronger, Elias. You are uniquely receptive to the harmony. That's why I brought you here." "Brought me here for what?" Elias's voice was barely a whisper. "To help me finish what Alistair started," Silas replied, his gaze fixed on the music box. "To open the gateway." Elias felt a wave of nausea wash over him. He looked around the room, his eyes darting from one object to another. He felt trapped, manipulated, stripped of his own will. "The gateway leads where?" he asked, his voice trembling. Silas hesitated, his expression unreadable. "To a place beyond our understanding," he finally said. "A realm of infinite possibilities." The caretaker appeared in the doorway, his impeccably tailored suit a stark contrast to the decaying opulence of the room. He offered a thin smile, devoid of warmth or sincerity. "The moment is drawing near," he announced, his voice smooth and chilling. "The resonance is building. Prepare yourselves." Silas nodded, his movements precise and deliberate. He opened the lid of the music box. A delicate, ethereal melody filled the room, growing in intensity. The melody seemed to burrow into Elias' mind, twisting his thoughts, warping his perceptions. The room began to vibrate. The portraits on the walls seemed to distort, their faces contorting into grotesque masks. The air crackled with energy. Elias felt a searing pain in his head, a feeling of something alien invading his consciousness. He saw the circular chamber again, clearer this time, more vibrant. The fragmented woman beckoned to him, her form shifting and swirling like a kaleidoscope. He felt an irresistible urge to join her, to step through the gateway. His body felt foreign, controlled by forces beyond his comprehension. He watched, horrified, as his hands reached out and placed them on the music box, intensifying the melody. The room exploded in a blinding flash of light. Elias felt himself falling, tumbling through a vortex of swirling colors and distorted sounds. When his vision cleared, he was no longer in the study. He stood in a vast, circular chamber, bathed in an ethereal light. The air hummed with energy, vibrating with an almost palpable force. He was surrounded by towering structures of shimmering crystal pulsating with a strange, alien rhythm. The fragmented woman stood before him, her form now fully revealed. She was no longer a fragmented image, but a being of immense power and terrifying beauty. Her eyes glowed with an ancient, cosmic wisdom. "Welcome, Elias," she said, her voice echoing in his mind. You have opened the way." He looked down at his hands. They were no longer his own. They were elongated and slender, covered in shimmering scales. His reflection in a nearby crystal revealed a face that was both familiar and utterly alien. The man he once was gone. A new voice echoed within his mind, a voice that was both his own and something else entirely. A voice of immense power and terrifying purpose. The work has only just begun. The gateway shimmered, now fully open, revealing a glimpse of an unknown realm beyond.